you filthy swines, get in here, have a seat, and we're going to read some news. Make sure you hit the like and follow buttons. So let's crack on, shall we? Why is Nostradamus so popular? Why do people hold so much value in his predictions? I never really understood that. There were movies made about his predictions and lots of chatter about it in the past. Apparently, he made some predictions for 2026. So we shall see from this article on the Lad Bible, written by Joshua Nair, Nostradamus' 4 chilling predictions for 2026 after getting worrying amount correct in 2025. Did he itemize it every year? More of his prophecies for the next year have come to light. Nostradamus has given us a heads up about what he thinks is in store for 2026. Oh, he's come back from the dead, has he? He's just come to tell us some stuff now. Nostradamus has given us a heads up about what he thinks is in store for 2026. The French seer is one of a select few prophets who many believe have been eerily correct in some of their predictions long after passing away. When did the chap pass away? Looks like a Renaissance man, doesn't he? Along with fellow alleged clairvoyant Baba Vanga, they have been proved right with a number of their prophecies over 2025. For instance, Nostradamus suggested 2025 would be a bad year for the UK, as he wrote, "When those from the lands of Europe see England set up her throne behind her flanks, there will be cruel wars." While we haven't had direct involvement in any global conflict so far, well, you're kind of poking the Ukrainian anthill over there by backing all of that. So I would say the UK is very much involved in that. There has been a host of horror events on British soil throughout the year, which could sort of constitute cruel wars and a push, such as the deadly attack at a Manchester synagogue, or it could refer to Ukraine. The seer also predicted global conflict in 2025, which would see great powers clash, and to be fair, it's been one hell of a year on that front. People still remain skeptical over the specificity or vague nature of Nostradamus' predictions, but some reckon there really is some truth among his words, which have been translated several times. There's his words. Full name Michael D. Nostradamus, the French astrologer, is best known for a book that he wrote and published in 1555, containing a number of future forecasts. It was titled Les Prophéties, or Les, I don't know, I don't do French, and it reportedly predicted world-altering events such as the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, Hitler's rise to power, and the World Wars. He lived in 16th century, with his infamous book containing a number of cryptic quatrains. Here are 4 which may come true next year. The Great War. While World War I has been given this nickname, Nostradamus was referring to something else in his quatrain. 7 months Great War, people die through evil Rowan, ever rue the king will not fail. Some believe this is linked to the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, as believers referenced a previous phrase from the astrologer, "Within 2 cities there will be scourges like of which was never seen." If you hadn't guessed it right, this has been linked to the atomic bombs dropped by the US on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II. Okay, so that previous mention of 2 cities, scourges like the world has never seen. Okay, important figure to be struck by lightning. It sounds bizarre, but the 26th verse of Century, it reads, "The great man will be struck down in the day by a thunderbolt." While this could be a celebrity, it could also be speaking about a world leader or royalty of some sort. The prophecy details that it will be during daylight hours, though, so all eyes on daytime public events in 2026. Maybe a particle beam will zap someone from space. Swarm of bees arising. The great swarm of bees will arise by the night ambush. The 26th verse of the same book reads, "This may be a bit of a reach, but many think this line is linked to the next year due to it being verse 26. The meaning behind this all is a bit mysterious, which many believe doubtful that a massive swarm of bees could do any real harm through an ambush. But never say never, eh? Well, maybe they're drones. There's a lot of our technologies now would be very mysterious to somebody of the 16th century if they had some kind of peek forward in time. Maybe there are bee-sized drones that hunt down targets and blow up. There's a lot of drone warfare going on in Ukraine, so I wouldn't be surprised if much smaller drones could have been developed that look bee-like. Switzerland will overflow with blood. Oh my goodness. Got the country with cheese with holes in. And what else do they do there? They got those pocket knives. And I hear all the men wear lederhosen and smack each other's bums, or something like that. The European country has country? Referring to Europe as country? No, Switzerland is a European country. Oh, I understand now. I'm so stupid. The European country has famously remained neutral for the last 2 or so centuries officially, though some believe its neutrality goes back a further 300 years. But this verse from Nostradamus reads, "Because of the flavour that the city will show, the Ticino will overflow with blood." So maybe it's not to do with military interference, as Switzerland's Italian-speaking areas may be in for a grim surprise in 2026. That makes no sense to me. This may be a mass casualty or natural disaster, or it could be nothing at all. There was a landslide there last year that was pretty spectacular. People have argued that due to the use of Middle French and unclear Latin expressions, interpretations of his writing into English can make it challenging for any of them to be 100% accurate. There you go. I don't really hold any real value in Nostradamus, but maybe he was a very fancy man. He knew all about the future. But if you were to see into the future, and you were a 16th century man, and you were seeing drones that were the size of bees swarming and attacking people, that's kind of what we see, not bee size, but I imagine that's possible. You see that a lot in Ukraine. A trench war with drones, nasty. So yeah, Nostradamus, he had some ideas and people take them seriously, apparently. Well, there you go. Thank you very much for joining me. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you really like the show, but that is it for now. And the only thing I have left to say is Pigwig out.
Oink, oinkity, snort, snuffle, snuffle, squee, oink, oink, wee, squeal, snort, snort, oinkity, squee. Oink, 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 squee, squee, wee, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 wee, 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 oh. Snort, snuffle, oink, squee, squeal, wee, snort, oinky, oinkity, oink, oink, snuffle, wee, squee, snort, oink, squeal. Oink, 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 squee, squee, wee, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 wee, 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 oh. Oink, oinkity, snort, snuffle, snuffle, squee, oinkity, oink, oink, snuffle, wee, squee, snort, oink, squeal. Oink, 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 squee, squee, wee, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 wee, 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 oh. Squeal, squeal. Snort, snuffle, oink, re, squeal, re, snort, oinky, oinkity, oink, 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 snuffle, re, squee, snort, oink, squeal, oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, re, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 re, 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 oh. Squeal, squeal, snort, snuffle, oink.